Good morning, stampers and crafters. Welcome to Tina's Crafty Ink Spot. I'm Tina. I have another kind of quickie technique for you today. I call it glimmered glass, for lack of another name to call it. But we're going to create this glimmer image, and if you look, it looks like glass. So that's glimmer glass. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do this, but it's quick, it's fun, it's easy. I know I've done other tutorials on faux stained glass, which also this kind of looks like, but this one, super simple, easy to do, and you get some really elegant looking images out of it. So let's jump in with what you will need. Let's get started. So you'll need some window sheet. This has got the backing on it so you can see it and you can find it on the desk. I will have all the supplies listed below on the blog post that we do for this, which is a fall theme. So you need your window sheet. You also need stays on for this, okay? You can do embossing. If you're good at heat embossing on window sheet without warping it, it works really well. It looks really cool when it is heat embossed. See the texture in that pumpkin? This one I black embossed, and I really like how that turned out. Just embossing on window sheet is a touchy thing. I mean, you really gotta kind of keep your heat gun going and hope you don't warp your window sheet. There is, though, I'm going to be at a loss who has it. There is some heat resistant window sheets out there. I used to think I knew where you got them, but if you plan on heat embossing on your window sheet, I would suggest maybe looking for some of that, or just make sure you do it on a low heat and keep your heat gun moving. That's what I had to do with this one. But for today's, I'm going to show you some really quick and simple ways to create this effect. So we have our window sheet, and you're also going to need glimmer papers, okay? We've got this awesome in color glimmers that have got all the new in colors on them. Oh, how fun are these? I'm going to show you a cool way to use these on one of the items we do today. You also have this red and white glimmer paper. The white is this. I have it in there. But look what you can do with that glimmer paper. As I do this technique, you'll see that the possibilities are going to be endless for this technique to make some really cool items. But we will be using this 12 by 12 glimmer paper here. Let's get started. You also need your stamparatus. I would highly suggest the stamparatus. Window sheet is slippery. Using your stamparatus will help you keep your image crisp. So let's go ahead and put our window sheet in here. And for today, I'm going to go ahead and use the Hello Harvest. We've got this pumpkin, some flowers and things. Let's start with the pumpkin. Oops, I just dropped one of my stamps. Okay, so we're going to grab our pumpkin out of here. My very well used set. Let's just use the pumpkin, and we're also going to need pumpkin dye. So I'm going to pull that out. Alright, so let's go ahead and stamp our pumpkin a couple times. Now, stays on tends to kind of be sticky, you know what I mean? So move your magnets closer to where your image is. That way, if you have to restamp it, it's not, when you pull it up and it's sticky and it moves this, it's not going to move it out of where you need to restamp. So let's stamp one of those. goes. See how it kind of sticks? See, and I need to stamp that a little bit more. We got a little spot I missed. Still missed it. Oh, I didn't put ink on the spot I missed. There we go. Got that little guy going. Let's do one more of that. And I'll show you a couple different ways you can do these. Let me shift this up. Let's see if I can move this down one. I love this stamparatus for being able to move down one. Almost got to move down two. Or sheet down a little bit. There we go. Now if you're going to be heat embossing your images on the window sheet, make sure you use your embossing buddy, because embossing powder, when I was doing the one where I embossed, really sticks to window sheet in places you don't want it. So if you're going to do any heat embossing, make sure that you use your embossing buddy. Oh, that one came out perfect the first time. Alright. So now, I'm going to run these through and set this aside. I'll use my stamp cleaner to get the StazOn off of there. But I'm going to set that aside for a second. And let's die cut these two. I'm going to die cut them. And I'm also going to take a piece of the Glimmer paper let's see if this little piece will work. Yes, I can get 2 pumpkins out of that. Make sure it's clean. So I'm going to die cut 2 pumpkins in Glimmer, and I'm going to die cut our 2 pumpkins here. And I'm going to show you 2 ways to color your image. I got my machine sitting off to the side here, so I'll just go ahead and I'm missing my top plate. Okay, so I like to use my magnetic plate when I'm trying to do a really precision die cut. Or if you don't have a magnetic plate, use a sticky note. So let's run this through. And it just sounds brutal when your dies are cutting through window sheet. It just sounds brutal. But it's okay, it's not hurting anything. It's just, there's 1 pumpkin. Oops, got my sheet a little. I moved it when I put it in the machine. Try to get it lined up nice. There we go. Oh my. It's early. Oh, and I moved it again. Alright, let's try something different here. There we go. Maybe I have it this time. Let's see. Okay. There we go. We got it going there. Now we're going to cut out 2 of our Glimmer sheet. Now you can pick whatever color you want, or I'm going to show you how to create whatever color image you want. Imagine all the possibilities for this. Oh my god, what about the sunflower sets or any of your floral sets? I'll show you one more I'm going to do with a floral after we finish our pumpkins. Alrighty, we got our 2 pumpkins. Now, there's a couple different things you can do. You can, let's take our backing off of there. So you can just overlay it just like that. Look at that white pumpkin. How cool is that? I made a card doing exactly that. Look at that white pumpkin right there. And then I took and stamped the image or the greeting on window sheet and did the exact same thing right here. But on this one, I did the exact same thing with the flowers, but what I did before I attached it to here is you turn your image over the back side and you color it. Now you'll need to kind of see how light that is. That is my light Cajun Craze. If I want it nice and orange, let's take our dark Cajun Craze and see how much darker that is on window sheet. I'm just going to color the backs, and you have to use Stampin' Blends. You have to use alcohol markers because the regular markers will not dry on window sheet. Now, I prefer coloring on the window sheet versus coloring on the Glimmer sheet, okay, which you can do, but let me show you what it did. This one I colored directly on the Glimmer sheet, okay, it's very dark. This one, as you see, we colored it on the window sheet. See how much brighter and, oh, I missed a spot, brighter and clearer that is. And this was done the exact same marker, but coloring directly onto the Glimmer sheet and then laying the window sheet over the top. So it could work either way. It's up to you the look you want. This one, coloring directly on the Glimmer sheet, to me, it does have some shimmer, but it doesn't shimmer like this one does. I'm trying to get that to show up in the camera, but I missed a little spot I want to hit. Okay, now, what side did I get confused? What side I stamped? No, there it is. This side I stamped. Now, to connect it, guess what? You can just use your Stampin' Seal. The only trick is when you put your Stampin' Seal onto your Glimmer sheet, oh, sorry. You know my tape runners hate me. They really do. The only thing I would say is make sure, you know, sometimes see this little glob of tape glue? Make sure you don't have any of those globs. Okay, so just remove it. And you can't see the tape there, but it's there. Just make sure you don't have any of the globs because they actually start to show, it seems. Now we're going to line up our pumpkin. And looky there. Isn't that pretty? How simple, right? And you put it on a card. This one I did in a lighter. I did this in the pumpkin pie. But see how much brighter the Cajun Craze is? Okay, the pumpkin pie looks good too. I really like how that shimmers through. See there? And then these leaves, I actually stamped directly on the Glimmer sheet and die cut. And then we've got the fall leaf background here and our greeting. A little bit of gold accents, okay? So now what I did, see this pumpkin? And look at this one, see the white line? I did take my snips and cut off this white. You don't have to. It drove my OCD crazy. Let's see how it just looks cleaner to me. But anyway, so you have that way. You color directly on the window sheet, lay it onto your Glimmer paper, or you color directly on the Glimmer sheet and lay your overlay on it. Okay. Either way works. I still think coloring directly on the window sheet is a better effect. Okay. Or don't color on it at all and lay your images directly over whatever color Glimmer paper you want. So what if you wanted a red pumpkin? Look how pretty that is. Do it with flowers or anything. Okay? Look at that. Is that not cool? So how simple is that? So now you can lay it directly over and you have a white pumpkin. And now with these flowers, on these particular ones right there, I actually colored the window sheet and overlaid it onto the Glimmer. See how great that turns out? Look at that pumpkin. So, or you can just create an image scene. Let me put this away. So say like we take a window sheet. Let's move some stuff out of the way here. Now I'll be mounting these on my card for my blog hop and do a couple of pumpkin cards for the fall blog hop. Now let's take, I'm going to trim this down to the size I need. Let's do 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to take our window sheet and let's grab, how about, let's see, what set do I want to use? Let's try fresh cut flowers. These beautiful flowers, okay? Set those there. Let's grab maybe a greeting to put on there. How about our go-to greetings? There you go. Let's grab happy birthday. Let's just put it right here. And we're going to bring in our stays on again or our embossing. Right, now I'm going to show you something I did. Let me finish this before I lose the thought. Let's go ahead and put this on here. You get up really well with your stays on. And I'm going to hit these flowers one more time. I don't think my paper moved. I was very careful. Like I said, it's very sticky. So slowly pull it up so it doesn't move. Maybe time to re-ink my stays on. I haven't done it in a while. Oh, look at that. Alrighty. With the stays on, you just need to give it a couple seconds to dry. Then what I'm going to do What? We're going to bring in this 2024 Glimmer papers. These are all the new in colors. And they're ombre. How pretty are those, right? What color do we want to use? How about purple? You know I should know the name of that, right? I think it's called Orchid Oasis. So we will cut down our paper to match this, which was 4 by 5 1/4. So let's go for 5 1/4. And then we're going to take our window sheet. You can color on it if you want to, but I'm just going to show you how quick and easy you can make a card here. Look at that. How pretty is that? Add a couple embellishments, and you have a done card. I would use this like I did here. Now this one, I white embossed my image. Okay. I colored the top of the white embossing powder with my Tahitian Tide blends on that side, and I also used my Granny Apple Green. Now that is coloring directly onto the white embossing. I did a greeting, overlaid it onto my Glimmer paper. Then I cut out I'll put this one on the blog too so you have the supplies. I cut out the fabulous frames and then popped it up on here, added the fabulous frame, couple of embellishments, in color embellishments, and look at that. So your whole card can be a Glimmer card. How pretty is that, right? I'll do this one up too, but I just wanted to show you this quick technique, how to make Glimmer images quick and simple. Okay, now this one would do the same. All we're going to do is put some of our tape runner. I would make sure you do your sides. And just make sure that you don't have any clumps, because those for some reason show through. Now I'm going to stand these up, put them next to each other, line them up, and press them together. There, look at that. How pretty is that? You can color your image before you overlay it, or you can just do a clean, simple shimmer card, just like that. How pretty is that? So you're going to put it on a white card base. Look at that. There you go. There's a quick little, I'm going to call it Glimmer glass technique. We can name it anything we want. Alrighty. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's technique. Stay tuned on the blog. I will post all these pictures and how I put them together into cards to create your Glimmer glass. Hope you have a very happy stampin' day and stay safe out there. Bye-bye now.